top 10 best action movies, defining action movie might be difficult, but we prefer to think of it as run and gun, fist-to-fist entertainment that has stood the test of time and occasionally includes elements of humor or science fiction. Hey guys, welcome to your entertainment channel Netflix Tops, where we will watch the top 10s. So grab your popcorn and stay with us until the end of this video, as we are highlighting the top 10 action movies. So let's get started. You need to get away from the hustle and bustle every now and again. You simply want to see things blow up or collide. But Netflix always tries to get you to watch a serious drama or documentary series instead. But don't be concerned, that is something with which we can aid you with. Here are some of the greatest options for seeing a terrific action film if you have a Netflix account. Number 10. Here's a sample bit of dialogue from this film. "You have no right to hold my dad's machete." If that line, delivered by Hariel Ezrian's ex-commando Hassan right before he takes on yet another group of soon-to-be demolished attackers, doesn't get you interested in the Malaysian fight movie Wira, then there is nothing worth mentioning. The plot follows Hassan and his equally tough sister Zian, Fifi Azam, as they take on a local crime boss, and the family melodrama provides a compelling backdrop to a series of meticulously choreographed brawls, both in the ring and in less rule-bound locations, like a speeding bus. The moments are lightning fast and heavily stylized, often leaning more on physical ingenuity and torqued-up sound design than brute force. Number 9. It's best to venture into this film, which is exactly what it sounds like. The only thing you need to know is that Liam Neeson gives an insane man-in-peril performance, making it as exciting as action thrillers get. The film, Unknown, which stars Liam Neeson as Professor Dr. Harris, is based on a novel by Dieter van Keuleler and follows him when he wakes up after a 4-day coma with his identity stolen. His wife, January Rose, doesn't recognize him, but she, along with everyone else he knows, seems to be aware of something more. Dr. Harris. Oh, and he's suddenly the center of some kind of assassination plan. It's a familiar notion, but this one is slick and fast-paced, and of course, Neeson keeps it together to keep you riveted to the screen as he tries to piece together his identity while avoiding terrorists. Number 8. This twist-filled, bullet-riddled thriller is far from perfect. Some plot aspects feel rehashed, far from better New York cop movies. But it's this kind of old-school star vehicle that Chadwick Boseman plainly excels at. Boseman reprises his role in 21 Bridges as the honorable NYPD officer who can't be corrupted and shouldn't be messed with, reuniting with Avengers filmmaker Anthony and Joe Russo, who also produced the picture. Andre Davis specializes in apprehending cop killers and bringing them to punishment, even if it means shutting down the entire city and shutting down the bridges. Despite the over-the-top genre premise, Boseman brings flashes of warmth and sassy intellect to the part, nailing all of the action beats and selling some of the more absurd scenes. It's a lighthearted, low-key Sunday afternoon film from an actor who was frequently cast in more prestigious and big-budget projects. Number 7. Ben Affleck showed his crime movie muscles before winning an Oscar for directing Argo, with this pulse-pounding adaptation of Chuck Hogan's novel Prince of Thieves, a Boston-set heist that builds to a theft at Fenway Park. In this film, The Town, the premise may appear ridiculous. The execution is the perfect blend of grit and dazzle, alternating between scenes of working-class melodrama and bullet-strewn violence. The group is pursued by a determined FBI agent, John Hamm, who tracks them across the city. Affleck's no-nonsense ex-hockey player thief works with his hot-headed best friend, Jeremy Renner, to pull off big scores, but the group is pursued by a determined FBI agent, John Hamm. This is one of the best Heat tributes. Number 6. Unrelenting in its pursuit of scenarios where guys point big guns at each other in a sparsely lit empty hallway, Time to Hunt is a South Korean thriller that knows exactly what stylistic register it's playing at. A group of 4 friends, including Parasite and Train to Busan breakout Choi Woo-shik, knock over a gambling house, stealing hefty bags of money and a set of even more valuable hard drives, and then find themselves targeted by ruthless contract killer Park Hae-soo, who moves like the T-1000 and shoots like a henchman in a Michael Mann movie. There are dystopian elements to the world, protests playing out in the streets. The police wage a tech-savvy war on citizens. Automatic rifles are readily available to all potential buyers. But they all serve the simmering tension and elevate the pounding set piece instead of feeling like unnecessary allegorical padding. Time to Hunt uses its elongated runtime to build sequences in a meticulous, considerate way that should appeal to viewers who have seen Heat, Collateral, and Miami Vice too many times to count. Number 5. Paul Verhoeven is undoubtedly the master of the sly sci-fi satire. With RoboCop, he laid waste to the police state with wicked, trigger-happy glee. He took on evil corporations with Total Recall, and with Starship Troopers, a bouncy, bloody war picture, he screwed the chest-thumping theatrics of pro-military propaganda, offering up a pitch-perfect parody of the post-9/11 Bush presidency years before troops set foot in Iraq or Afghanistan. Come for the exploding giant guts, but stay for the winky comedy, or stay for both. Bug guts have their charms too. Number 4. The Netflix original Okja from Bong Joon-ho poses an interesting ethical question. If your beloved super pig gets kidnapped by a corporate food giant, would you join a group of rogue animal rights activists to see that your pet gets home safe? It's certainly not the most conventional plot, but because of that, the film Okja is about one girl's journey to save her affectionate hippo-looking pig from mass consumption as a truly insane, high-stakes rescue mission. At times it may feel like propaganda for veganism, but the film, featuring a star-studded cast of Tilda Swinton, Jake Gyllenhaal, Paul Dano, and others, is absolutely ridiculous and over the top, leaving your hearts pounding as you sit at the edge of your seat, dying to see this pig flee to safety. Number 3. This sci-fi action thriller puts director Rian Johnson on the map, and it's not hard to see why. Looper is set in a dystopian future. Time travel doesn't exist, but it eventually will, and it's utilized by a shadowy crime syndicate in a rather dubious way. When they want someone executed and essentially erased, they send them back to the present day, 2044, where their hitmen, known as loopers, stand by to do the dirty work. They terminate the targets and dispose of the evidence. But this job comes with a major catch. All loopers know that one day they will be faced with eliminating their future self, thus closing the loop. When that day finally arrives for Joseph Gordon-Levitt, he finds that his very well-prepared older self, Bruce Willis, has other plans, and it results as a thrilling cat-and-mouse game loaded with mind-bending twists, heart-racing suspense, and dazzling action sequences. Number 2. Before throwing Harrison Ford in a plane in Air Force One and tossing George Clooney on a boat in The Perfect Storm, action maestro Wolfgang Petersen put Clint Eastwood in The Line of Fire in The Line of Fire, skillfully playing two old-for-the-shit characters way before the early 90s, when he was still relatively spry in his 60s. Eastwood excels at Secret Service agent Frank Horgan, a old-timer tasked with stopping an assassination attempt and unraveling a vast political conspiracy. With a classic villain performance from John Malkovich, the movie leaps from one nail-biting sequence to another, and Eastwood ties it all together with his grizzled charm. Number 1. Quentin Tarantino has something to say about race, violence, and American life, and it's going to ruffle feathers. Like the Django Unchained, the writer-director reflects modern times on the Old West, but with more scalpel-sliced dialogue, profane poetry, and gore. Stewed from bits of Agatha Christie, David Mamet, and Sam Peckinpah, The Hateful Eight traps a cast of blowhards including Samuel L. Jackson as a Civil War veteran, Kurt Russell as a bounty hunter, known as the Hangman, and Jennifer Jason Leigh as a psychopathic gang member. In a blizzard-enveloping supply station, Tarantino ups the tension by shooting his suffocating space in glorious 70mm. Treachery and moral compromise never looked so good. And this brings us to the end of the video. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel for amazing movie reviews coming your way. And thank you for watching.